So the main character is this baseball player-looking dude named the BATTER, and apparently our whole mission is to purify the world. It sounds kinda righteous, but I have a feeling it's not that simple. We meet this cat, the judge, who is basically our guide through this first area, Zone 0. He's got this weird purring sound effect and talks like he just finished a philosophy degree. He breaks the fourth wall immediately, addressing me, the player, which is a total trip. The batter's mission is to purify the world, which sounds super vague but also incredibly serious. He's not here to make friends, he is focused on the mission. The judge agrees to help us out, acting as a guide through this strange, empty land. This whole setup is giving major mystery box energy. We find this red cube that acts as a save point and a portal to a place called the Nothingness. The judge explains it is a hub world that connects different zones. It is a cool concept, like a weird minimalist train station for interdimensional travel. We have arrived in Zone 1 and the whole aesthetic has shifted. We're in the smoke mines of Damien, and the locals are explaining that smoke is, like, a fundamental element they breathe. The lore is wild and makes absolutely no sense in the best way possible. This world operates on its own dream logic. The first real quest is to clear out some specters from the mines. We meet the judge again, who helps us get a spherical companion called an add-on. This little guy floats around and helps in battle. So now we've got a whole crew, which is good because things are getting more intense. First combat encounter. Let us go. The battle system is a classic turn-based RPG style, which feels familiar and comfortable. The enemy designs, though, are anything but. They are these bizarre, ghostly figures, and defeating them is called purification. Our floating buddy is named Alpha, and he is a real one in these fights. We are an inquisition, going around purifying these specters. The whole vibe is very righteous and holy, but there is this underlying feeling that maybe we are not the good guys we think we are. Now we are at a metal farmstead where they literally cut open cattle to extract metal boulders. It is just as messed up as it sounds. This world's economy and elements are based on the most random, surreal things. Smoke, metal, it is like a fever dream world with its own set of physics and biology. We run into this dude named Dedan, who is the guardian of this zone and works for the Queen. He has got a major attitude problem and thinks we are just some randoms causing trouble. The tension is high, and it is pretty clear he is going to be the main boss of this area. After clearing out a barn full of specters, we are heading back into the mines to finish the job. The game has this satisfying loop of exploring, fighting, and uncovering more of its strange lore. Each new area adds another layer to the mystery of what this world actually is and why it needs purifying. We meet Zachary, the item merchant. This guy is fully aware that he is a video game trope. He pops up in the most random places to sell us gear. His self-awareness adds this meta-humor to the game that kind of breaks the tension of the otherwise unsettling atmosphere. A true icon. The next area is all about plastic, which is another one of the world's core elements. The citizens here are just filling out forms all day in this weird corporate office building. The satire of mundane life is sharp, and the environments are becoming even more abstract and bizarre. The judge, who is literally everywhere, gives us a cryptic clue to find the postal service, which is overrun with specters. It involves lowercase and uppercase letters, which is such a weirdly specific hint. This game loves its abstract puzzles, and you really have to think outside the box to solve them. We are collecting numbers from different rooms to form a code. The atmosphere in this postal service area is super creepy. The employees are just shells, talking in riddles. It feels like we are piecing together a puzzle that is way bigger than just a simple door code. We finally get the code and access the secret lift to the director's office. The director is Dedan, the zone's guardian. He is not happy to see us and is convinced we are the source of all the problems. The final confrontation of Zone 1 is about to go down, and the hype is building. To get into the next area, Alma, we have to answer this ridiculously hard quiz. It is a total troll move by the game, forcing you to pay attention to these random tiny details. It is frustrating, but also kind of hilarious, breaking up the serious tone with some good old-fashioned trivia nonsense. Now we are in Alma, a place with literal fountains of meat. This is the fourth element, and it is just as gross as it sounds. The world of Off is consistently, creatively disgusting. The art style really sells the surreal horror of it all. You can almost smell this place through the screen. We are solving another puzzle, this time involving hitting switches in the right order while riding on a pedalo, a weird duck boat, on a river of meat. The sheer absurdity of this game is its biggest strength. It constantly finds new ways to be strange and unpredictable. You never know what is next. The judge shows up again, giving some cryptic advice about a maze. He is like that one friend who gives you hints but refuses to just tell you the answer. The maze puzzle is all about listening to the music get louder, which is a clever use of audio cues to guide the player. It is finally time for the boss fight with Dedan. He is tough, with a ton of health and powerful attacks. The fight feels like a real culmination of everything we have done in Zone 1. The battle music is intense, and it is a genuinely challenging encounter that requires some strategy to win. We defeated Dedan, and the game tells us that Zone 1 is now pure. After the fight, we see this mysterious childlike figure for a moment before being sent back to the nothingness. The plot thickens, and the meaning of purification is still shrouded in mystery. It feels like a hollow victory. We have entered Zone 2, which is a giant library called Bismarck. The whole aesthetic is pink and weirdly charming, a huge contrast to the grimness of Zone 1. But even with the bright colors, there is still this unsettling feeling that something is not right here. The main puzzle in this library involves finding missing pages from books and putting them back in the right order. Each book corresponds to a suit of cards: hearts, spades, diamonds, and clubs. It is a classic fetch quest structure, but the creepy library setting makes it feel much more engaging and tense. We meet Jaffe, the guardian of Zone 2. He is a cat, but he claims to be the leader of the Phantoms and the creator of the city. The lore just keeps getting deeper and weirder. He has got this sophisticated, villainous vibe, and it is clear he is the one we will have to face to purify this zone. Jaffe reveals another add-on, Omega, who joins our party. So now we have got a full squad of 3 floating rings. It is cool to see the team grow, and each add-on has different abilities, adding more depth to the combat. We are building a powerful team to take on whatever this game throws at us. The next area in Zone 2 is a shopping mall that is also, of course, infested with specters. We use the opportunity to upgrade our gear with Zachary. It is a nice moment of calm before the storm, letting us prepare for the challenges ahead. Even in this bizarre world, the RPG grind is still a thing. The enemies in the mall are these creepy mannequin creatures and rats. The enemy design in this game continues to be top-tier nightmare fuel. The battles are getting more frequent, but with our upgraded gear and full party, we are starting to feel pretty powerful. The power fantasy is kicking in. We are now in an amusement park, which is just as creepy as you would expect. There is a balloon-popping minigame that ends in a fight, because of course it does. The park is full of these surreal attractions and puzzles, like riding a pedalo on a plastic lake to hit switches. It is peak-off weirdness. The main puzzle here involves getting a photo with a statue of Zachary on a roller coaster to prove we are friends with the park's owner. It is such a bizarre and hilarious sequence. We have found our way into a residential area where the residents are being terrorized by specters. We have to clear them all out within a time limit, which adds a lot of pressure. It is a race against the clock to purify all the phantoms and find the secret codes to unlock doors. The intensity is ramping up. The judge returns, and his brother is Valerie, the cat we have been seeing. But Valerie has been taken over by Jaffe, the firebird, who is the true guardian of Zone 2. The plot twist is wild, revealing that the cat was just a vessel for this ancient, powerful being. We climb a massive tower outside the library, reading pages of a book that tell the story of Jaffe. He was a benevolent creator who was forgotten by his people and grew mad with sadness. It adds a layer of tragedy to his character. He is not just evil, he is a fallen god, which makes him much more compelling. It is time for the final showdown with Jaffe. He reveals his true form, a giant, monstrous firebird wearing the cat as a hat. It is an incredible design. The fight is epic, with Jaffe using powerful attacks that can mute our party members. It is a tough, strategic battle that tests all our skills. We have defeated Jaffe, and Zone 2 is now pure. The little child figure appears again, and the world goes silent. The feeling of emptiness after purifying a zone is becoming a pattern. It really makes you question what we are actually accomplishing. Are we saving this world or just erasing it? Going back to the purified zones is a trip. Zone 1 is now a black and white wasteland inhabited by these horrifying, melted-looking creatures. The cheerful music is gone, replaced by an eerie whispering. It is a shocking transformation that confirms our actions are having devastating consequences. The whispering in the purified zones seems to be saying, "It's good that I killed them." It is incredibly unsettling. Is this the Batter's inner monologue, or is some other entity influencing us? The game is playing with our perception of morality, making us complicit in this slow-motion apocalypse. The purified Zone 2 is just as bad. The amusement park is a wreck, the library is empty, and the whole place is populated by even stronger, more grotesque monsters. It is clear now that purification means total destruction, replacing life with this horrific emptiness. We are the villains of this story, and there is no turning back. We enter Zone 3, which appears to be some kind of factory. The atmosphere is oppressive and industrial. The workers here are strangely calm, almost brainwashed, and they do not seem to fear the specters. This adds another layer to the mystery. What is going on in this place that makes it so different from the others? We are navigating a maze-like factory floor, trying to follow a sequence of numbers on a stamped poster. The puzzles are getting more intricate. We also discover that the specters here are not hostile unless we attack first, which is a major change from the other zones. The rules of this world are constantly shifting. We get our third and final add-on, Epsilon, who we name Oxnard. Now our team is complete. His abilities focus on area of effect attacks, which is super useful for crowd control. With our full party, we feel ready to take on the guardian of this zone and uncover the secrets of this factory. The big secret of Zone 3 is revealed. The sugar that everyone is obsessed with is actually made from the ashes of dead people. It is a horrifying twist that recontextualizes everything we have seen here. The workers are being pacified with this macabre substance. The game's dark themes are hitting their peak. We are on a monorail heading to the director's office, but it gets blocked by a critic burnt, an employee in sugar withdrawal. He does not attack, only cries for help. We are forced to purify him to proceed, and it feels awful. It is the first time the game makes us kill something that is clearly not a threat. After that encounter, the world of Zone 3 glitches out and becomes a nightmarish, distorted version of itself. The music becomes this horrifying industrial drone. The game's reality is completely breaking down. The enemies here are these disturbing creatures with heads coming out of their mouths. We find a music box, and Zachary, who is now merged with the judge's body, which is a whole thing, wants it in exchange for a clue. The clue is to read the game's README file, another meta-narrative twist. The game is breaking the fourth wall in increasingly creative and unsettling ways, blurring the line between game and reality. We find a secret boss named Sugar in Zone 1. She is this bizarre, duck-themed creature who was mentioned in the README file. The fight is incredibly long and difficult, a true endurance test. It is a great optional challenge that rewards dedicated players with a ton of experience and some powerful gear. We find the judge on top of the tower in the purified Zone 2. We have to tell him that his brother, Valerie, is gone. It is a genuinely heartbreaking scene. The judge is devastated, and it adds so much emotional weight to the story. He was our guide, and now we have caused him so much pain. We finally meet Enoch, the guardian of Zone 3. He is a massive, baby-faced giant floating in a tank. He explains that the guardians sculpt the world from the Queen's energy. He is another tragic figure, creating a fortress of happiness for his people, unaware of the horror of the sugar. His design is both goofy and terrifying. The fight against Enoch is initially impossible. He is too strong. We are forced to flee, and it turns into a chase sequence through the factory's pipes. He eventually tires himself out, and we face him in his weakened state. We defeat Enoch by literally chopping his head off. The game informs us that without its guardian, Zone 3 is destined to disappear into nothingness. It confirms our role as destroyers. We are not purifying, we are erasing. The weight of our actions is becoming unbearable. There is no redemption arc in sight. We have made it to the final area, the room. This is where the game's narrative completely unravels. We are moving backward through chapters, reliving the memories of a child named Hugo. The environments are made of children's drawings, and the enemies are teddy bears and ghosts. We meet childlike, innocent versions of the three guardians we killed. They are Hugo's friends. It is a gut-wrenching reveal, showing us that these powerful beings were once comforting figures in a child's imagination. We have been systematically destroying a child's imaginary world. The puzzles in the room are all based on Hugo's memories and perceptions. We play through a comic book he read, answer trivia questions about his life, and piece together clues from his diary entries. We are learning about his illness, his absent mother, and his father. The world becomes a cage, and we solve a puzzle using symbols from a card. The imagery is powerful, representing Hugo's feeling of being trapped by his illness. We finally confront the Queen, Vader Aloha. She is Hugo's mother. The BATTER is his father. The sacred mission was to purify their sick son by killing him and then destroying the world he created to cope with his suffering. It is one of the most devastating plot twists in gaming history. Our actions are laid bare in all their horror. After we have turned the world off by killing Hugo, the judge confronts us. He calls out the player for following the BATTER's destructive path. We are given a choice. Side with the judge to stop the BATTER, or side with the BATTER to complete the purification. It is the final moral test of the game. The game has multiple endings based on this final choice. In the judge's ending, we fight and defeat the BATTER, but the world is still broken and empty. In the BATTER's ending, we defeat the judge and flip the switch, turning everything to nothingness. There are no happy endings here, only different shades of tragedy. There is a secret true ending, and it is a complete joke. It reveals that the entire story was orchestrated by space apes who wanted to build a robot factory. It is a hilarious, non-canon ending that provides some much-needed levity after the emotional devastation of the main story. What a wild ride this has been.